you know, liquid piranha plant going on in here. I think I got a lot to offer. I got a lot I could really put on the table for these guys. But looking like we got an actual match coming on for you guys right here. It's got Bankai. It's got Luminous with the Dark Pit. Let's get it!
And we're in here. Okay, so I guess Bankai was Fox.
You just adjust my microphone back now.
So yeah, we got Bankai versus Luminous coming to. This, I feel like, is going to be a very, very hard matchup for Pit. Just how overwhelmingly quick. Did we get the song again? No, did we get another banger?
I think this is a different track. At the very least, you will be able to look at the pod. You'll see what song it was there.
I feel like we're just going to be seeing Bankai try to overwhelm Luminous as quickly, because Pit does need some time to establish neutral and find his openings, but when you have just this giant 6'3" avian woman just doing Olympic-grade gymnastics right in front of your face the entire time, how do you have any time to establish neutral? You have to be playing on the defensive for pretty much the majority of the time.
Yeah, Pit's got the potential to get rushed down so badly, man. I mean, he's got combos once he's actually able to get his stuff set up, and he can maintain an actual pretty good neutral. He's a very, in my opinion, I think he's a more solid character than he really gets too much credit for, especially after all of his recent buffs in the last couple of patches. But with a character like ZSS, like you mentioned before, if you get up in Pit's face, it's pretty bad, man.
Yeah.
Like, his off tools, I mean, he's got Nair out of shield. But the thing is, if you know how to space properly on his block, oh my god, doesn't matter too much with the ledge cancel side B into that forward smash. Holy god, that was one of the most creative things I've seen all night.
Oh, okay. I guess Bankai didn't think they were able to get down fast enough for the flip kick, so they instead were going to opt for the up smash.
Yeah.
However, though, up throw coming out real quick. This is looking mighty tough for Luminous. He's doing the best he can to catch these landings, but it's just... CSS is just so quick, and when played aggressively like Bankai is playing right now, it could be almost overwhelming. You almost have no time to recompose yourself.
Yeah, it's definitely... with a character like that's as mobile as CSS, it's just something else. I mean, I personally... I would have imagined, I mean, I don't think Luminous... I've never really seen Luminous play him too much. Does Luminous play regular Pit as well?
Yeah, Luminous plays both Pits.
Oh, okay. That's very good. I mean, very interesting to see the Dark Pit right here. I mean, I imagine that he would want, like, those Dark Pit arrows instead being more quick and more powerful because it would make the neutral a little bit more easy. But I can imagine that Pits would have an easier time intercepting ZSS whenever she's off the level. But I can understand wanting to use Dark Pit instead because I don't know how much conversions he would necessarily get off of that. And right here, just showing us full and foremost why he's electing to use Dark Pit. Those quicker, faster, and more powerful arrows can really force ZSS into a pretty detrimental position off the level. Just as well, if not better, than Pit's arrows would do. I mean, you talk to any Pit player and they'll argue which one is better. Bankai just going for broke right there with that up B. I don't blame him. He was up 2 whole stocks. I mean, there's not too much to lose. It would have looked cool. It would have ended the match quicker, but can't be afforded to do those kind of options over and over again.
Ooh, boy. And just the amount of pressure Luminous is receiving right now from Bankai, it's making things pretty hard for him to kind of just get situated. Like, Pit does tend to be in the air a good amount of time, and I can't think of any... All right, cool. Sometimes we get a little lost in our own sauce, you know? Sometimes we gotta go diving for it, but I guess it's gonna work.
I'm kind of mad that Bankai won that game after trying to style on him and SDing twice.
It do be like that. Yeah, it just shows the confidence, honestly, from Bankai coming out right now.
He's one of the most confident players I've ever met in my life.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, I can't think of a more confident player right now off the top of my head. He just kind of was in Luminous's head the entire time, and while Luminous was just trying to do his Pit stuff, you know, Bankai was just shutting it down every single time. And I like how he caught that landing too. With down smash, he caught the tech in place from Luminous. So Bankai's advantage is just crazy. Like he is so good at knowing where you're going to be before you end up there.
Exactly, man. And with a character that, like you mentioned before, takes their time to really set up their neutral because not all of their moves come out that quickly, like Pits, it can definitely be rough, man. Characters that can intercept you in the air. The thing I love about the Pits is that if you have like some obnoxious neutral tool, half the time, if they want to, the Pits don't have to really care about it because they have wings. They got multiple jumps. They can jump over that. They can jump over that ish, launch an arrow down, fall with a down air or a neutral air, which they can get grabs off of as well. And Pitt's got bigger punishes than he used to, my friend. Pitt's just about as better than he's pretty much ever been, except for maybe Brawl. I don't know. That's debatable. But either way, I digress. The thing is, like, he loves to just, like, jump over a lot of obnoxious neutral tools and whatnot and just sort of play his own version of that neutral with his wings. ZSS doesn't really care about that, though. She's so amazing at intercepting you when you're in the air. You know, like, Pitt just can't really float around up there unless he just get up aired or forward aired, and then ZSS will just start all kinds of combos, poke you in all kinds of places that you don't want to be poked. So I feel like Luminous and playing Dark Pit has got to play so much more stern of a neutral and just get as much off of every single opening and every single interaction as he can. Like, these punishes right here, really got to capitalize on those as much as he can. Any damage that you can get on ZSS to avoid having to play neutral with her as much as possible. I personally think it's going to be the make or break of the game for him, Frank.
I'd say also just try to hold it down a little bit more. Just like stay in place, try to trade with ZSS as much as you can instead of getting caught on the back foot, because if she does catch you dashing away a lot of the time, she has the range to deal with that and has the proper follow-ups to keep extending her openings as long as she can. And already just Bankai bringing back the damage as quickly as he can and really just trying to pounce on Luminous off stage. The good thing about ZSS is that she can literally be everywhere. She does not have a weak spot really that she's ever in. Great catch right there with the down smash into boost kick. Luminous doing what he can though to just get out of Bankai's range.
She's just an acrobat, man, with the down B right there. Just another raw neutral option for you to be able to get that kill. It's that mobility sort of coming into play again. You know, one thing that I feel like probably went through Sakurai's mind and the dev team's mind when they were developing these characters who had these multiple jumps is they probably thought, oh, we should make their airspeed maybe not too bad. They should, like, maybe have it range from, like, mid-tier airspeed to, like, really bad airspeed. When you're going up against ZSS, who's one of the most mobile characters in the game, on the ground and on the air, man, like you mentioned, there's no better way to describe it. She's just absolutely everywhere as that forward air is going to take the stock. So one thing that I feel like is super crucial when you're going to fight ZSS is intercepting her aerial. Yeah, I see what he was going for right there. I love the patience on the air dodge to try to get these ladders, and he's still going for it, and he'll finish it off. My goodness, what game are we playing?
The patience,
my friends.
Such good patience on Bankai's part right there, just to wait for those air dodges every single time. You know, he was waiting until Luminous really exhausted every single option he had to ensure a safe landing for himself before finally managing to get that double up air and the boost kick right there. Really, just you can tell how good Bankai is in advantage, just how much Luminous has been getting caught on the back foot. And it seems like every option that Pitt has at his disposal is just getting snooped out completely.
Honestly. ZSS, when she's just everywhere, my friend, it's so hard to be able to sort of contest with her up close when you're actually, it's time for you to swing, you know? So one thing that I think is super crucial with ZSS is sort of predicting where she's going to go and what kind of situations that she's going to be using flip kick in, you know? Pitt's got, like, the big hitboxes to actually be able to deal with intercepting approaches. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like if ZSS flip kicks and you know exactly where she's going to flip kick, if Pitt decides to, like, just preemptively put a nair right there, that could potentially set up into an edge guard situation, which he's immaculate in. But we are not going to see that happen. My man Bankai just never gave Luminous the chance at any single semblance, just kept that overwhelming pressure on constantly, as Bankai is one to do. And once you get that train running, it ain't stopping until it comes to the next station.
Dear God. That was just a clinic Bankai put on right there. Just a masterclass in how to keep pushing your advantage, like, very, very smartly. And Bankai looked very, very confident in a lot of his connections as well. So really, really good stuff to him. Luminous almost seemed overwhelmed and just really couldn't get started up at all. Just with
that's the idea.
I would have liked to see Luminous maybe put out more retreating aerials or something like that. I feel like that's always your best bet when you have a character that can rush you down super duper quickly. But I know Pitt's options are limited when getting off the ground as well, so it can be a little scary. But you gotta do what you gotta do to just keep the opponent off you. And Bankai managing to make it into winner side top 8.
He does, my friend.